A former head of Nigeria's health insurance agency is making a bold claim that the man currently in ICPC detention is the same man who built President Tinubu's path to power. You're watching Explaining Nigeria. We don't just report the news, we help you understand it. So here's what's going on. Professor Usman Yusuf, the former executive secretary of the National Health Insurance Scheme, sat down for an interview with Daily Trust, and he had a lot to say about Nasir El-Rufai. Now, El-Rufai, the former governor of Kaduna State, has been in the headlines recently over his arrest and detention by the ICPC. But Usman Yusuf is saying something that adds a completely different layer to the conversation. He's claiming that El-Rufai was the chief architect behind President Tinubu's victory in the 2023 presidential election. And when you hear the full details of what he said, this story gets really interesting. Now, let me walk you through what Usman Yusuf actually said. He started by establishing something personal, that he and El-Rufai go way back, and we're not talking a few years. He said they both attended Ahmed together about 50 years ago, back in 1976. So this is someone who has known El-Rufai for half a century. He described El-Rufai as a very brilliant gentleman, and then he dropped the statement that has everyone talking. He said El-Rufai was the architect of Tinubu's success. Now, think about what that means for a moment. The man currently sitting in ICPC detention, being investigated by an anti-corruption agency under a government led by President Tinubu, is the same man who, according to Usman Yusuf, played the central role in putting Tinubu in power in the first place. That's the tension at the heart of this story. But Usman Yusuf didn't stop there. He went after the way El-Rufai's arrest was handled. He pointed out that El-Rufai voluntarily returned to Nigeria. He wasn't dragged back from another country. His family is still in Nigeria. He argued that a man in that situation poses no flight risk and should have been treated accordingly, not arrested at the airport. And then he went even further. He directly criticized the ICPC's decision to secure an additional 14-day detention warrant for El-Rufai. He described that move as a clear sign that Nigeria's anti-corruption agencies are being weaponized, his word, against opposition politicians rather than being used to genuinely fight corruption. And that accusation, weaponization of anti-corruption agencies, is not a new one in Nigerian politics. But hearing it from someone like Usman Yusuf, who is directly linking El-Rufai's role in Tinubu's election victory to what is now happening to him, gives the claim a sharper edge. And this is the exact statement that has set everything off. In his words, "I know Governor El-Rufai. We went to Ahmed together about 50 years ago in 1976. I know him, a very brilliant gentleman, and he has shown that. And he was the architect of Tinubu's success. This is all politics, and it is obvious from the first day he was arrested at the airport." That last line, "This is all politics," tells you exactly where Usman Yusuf stands on this entire situation. If you want to stay updated on what's really happening in Nigeria, hit that like button and subscribe to Explaining Nigeria. So where does this go from here? El-Rufai's detention by the ICPC is still ongoing. The agency secured a 14-day extension, which means he remains in their custody. What comes next, whether formal charges are filed, whether he's released, or whether the detention is extended again, will be closely watched. But the bigger conversation Usman Yusuf has opened up is one that won't go away easily. If the man described as the architect of the president's election victory is now being held by an anti-corruption agency under that same president's government, that raises questions that go beyond just one case. It raises questions about loyalty, power, and how political alliances in Nigeria can shift from partnership to prosecution. And that's a conversation a lot of Nigerians are now having. So that's the full story behind Usman Yusuf's claim that El-Rufai was the architect of Tinubu's success and why he believes what's happening now is purely political. This is Explaining Nigeria. We don't just tell you what happened, we help you understand it. Like this video, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you think about this one.